as a magazine, but moved to an online format when we wanted to expand a bit. And now I'm pushing us to expand into video. Specifically, we're trying to launch a YouTube channel. It was supposed to be before spring break, but we are now pushing that back until after spring break and the beginning of April. So, about us, basically just went over that this is just our little blurb that we put out everywhere. The idea behind us is that we're trying to exhibit sort of constantly changing youth culture, and recognize that unity comes through the acceptance of individuality that harbors diversity. So like the title says, Passion Project, we're just about like giving people a space where they can talk about either in the form of articles or picture, photo series, or video what they're passionate about. And right now we have some videos in the works, some ideas. So we want to do a weekly media roundup. Basically, for example, if 40 seconds to a minute 30 would come out every Monday. Take this last week of media, we probably focus on Black Panther, but also any other sort of indie albums coming out, artists to feature, movies, TV shows, all of that. Nice and quick, sort of Vox style, like those videos that you see scrolling through your Facebook page. So I have a couple other ones up here, but these are just concepts that right now my team has been throwing around. One of my team members is trying to put together sort of a breaking down the taboo of tattoos. And this concept that she had, which we would definitely need to work along with people from Park Post, would be she wanted to see about animating some of the tattoos in a certain way somehow for like a short piece within the video. Got point of view anxiety attack narrated by someone who would write it out, things they would teach in sex ed. Those are just some examples. Basically why I'm here is right now we need to make an animated intro. I'm sure you guys all know the idea behind it. They go to the front of the YouTube videos, 5, 8, 10 seconds long. We're also looking for freelance motion graphic editors, people who could come on, for example, when we have that tattoo project, or if we want to do with the roundup videos, if we want to get some lower thirds going, or things like that. And then if anyone would be interested in coming on as sort of a producer, editor piece, we're definitely still open to that. We haven't actually started production on anything yet, so we're still in the stage of throwing out some ideas. Clearly I'm very prepared right now. So basically visual brand, we love the imagery of hands, leaves, and other organic nature symbols, simple lines, sacred geometry. So that's sort of what we're going for in our intro video. Let me pull up the website just so you guys can get a sense more clearly. So just scrolling through, this is our website right now. This is how it looks. If you go, so this is just to give you guys a little sense of what we look like right now. We are actually working on updating the website, which if anyone is handy at WordPress and wants to help us out, on the back end our WordPress is a little messy right now, so cleaning that up would be cool. But yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. So it looks like you've got some really cool stuff. Could you, so just a reminder to folks, if they're interested in doing something along with this project and you may not feel like you have the skills to do it, feel free to say, I'd like to try this, and then ask us if we're able to help you, because we can certainly provide that kind of skill base. If it's something that seems interesting, but you just want to get your hands dirty, we'll definitely help you get there. I think it's a great concept. Do you know how many people you're looking for in terms of, like, do you want to work with just one person, or do you want to have kind of like a team to work on different videos? Or?
So for the intro, anyone who would be interested in working on that with me, that's probably more of a one-on-one type thing, unless a group of people would want to somehow collaborate on that. But we're also looking on expanding our team a bit. We have production people, we have idea people, we don't have people who are as strong in the post piece. So the way we're doing our projects is basically right now we're trying to get each person in our team to have one video that's sort of their piece for the semester. They'll be the lead as producer, editor, whatever, but they can bring whoever they want onto their team, both people from Passion Project and people within their own circles. So similarly to that, if we need people for post-production on a piece that we have, looking more in that way as like a freelance motion graphics post editor, or also if you want to if you like the idea of sort of leading a project start to finish, we're obviously looking for more people there, so, yeah.
When you say freelance, does that include money or no money?
So it was going to include money, but our budget got cut dramatically, so now it's free freelance. So, yeah.
And then if people want to contact you, who would they or how would they?
Yeah, so my contact info, I'll have Sheena send it out. It's just aMendelsohn@ithaca.edu, and then you can also contact Passion Project directly, which is just passionproject@ithaca.edu. You'll probably be better off contacting me because there'll be a lot more channels you have to go through if you reach out to Passion Project.
Cool.
So this is just like sort of an adapted version of that pitch geared toward the VFX. Basic explanation, the concept of the film is a dolphin swam under that overpass in my town, which was like a whole big thing because there's not really supposed to be a dolphin under there. They're not supposed to be in fresh water. It was like very far from the ocean and all that. So the dolphin was there and like all the people gathered to look at it. So I'm using that as a backstory for a film about somebody who basically, he's like an allegory for the dolphin being in a bad situation and not swimming away. So that's basically what the film's about. Just a quote about being thought that it was going to swim back, but didn't. Shooting it on the Ursa. The scene that we are shooting that will be the dolphin scene is on the weekend of March 16th.
Can you explain what the issue is, or
Yeah, I'm getting there. So, the visual effects needed, basically, obviously the dolphin is not still there, so but that is also exactly as far as it ever came up. So we just sort of need that in a shot, and don't laugh at this, but here's a little diagram. Basically we just need one shot just to have sort of the dolphin's back coming out of the water, going back in very quickly. So, yeah.
So you're shooting this in March? So
Yes.
you need someone on set to help with the kind of VFX supervising, and as well as someone to do the...
I don't know if I need somebody on set. I think what we're thinking of is like simplifying it all the way down to just like one shot.
Is Brendan your GP?
Yeah.
So I know I'm going to be on set one of the days,
Oh, really?
as his AC. Also, has he talked to you about the camera situation recently?
Yeah.
Did he tell you that he talked to Chang recently?
Yes.
Okay.
Or, well, last time I talked to Chang.
No, because he might be getting a red for the project.
Right, yeah, I guess Chang, last I talked to Brendan, Chang wasn't sure if he'll be able to get the red for both weekends.
Okay,
Because this one isn't the problem weekend,
gotcha.
so
Okay.
the problem, the camera availability. Yeah, this is over spring break.
Yeah.
So I don't think we necessarily need somebody either on set, but I guess, I think Avery is probably going to be working on it, he said. But we might need help. But we just need to know sort of like how to shoot it so that it'll be most useful.
So do you want people to help you storyboard, to plan? Like, do you want whoever is making the video?
It's
Yeah.
the story.
Yikes.
well, that's not really a storyboard frame, but that is generally how that shot can look.
Okay.
So it's kind of like an over the shoulder and it'll be
Yeah,
kind of popping up in the background.
Right, yeah, that
So
way.
you're far enough away.
Right, like, and so I don't know what the options are, like what's the best option in terms of either like compositing maybe footage of it or footage
So
of a different
you
dolphin.
could-
I will talk after all you guys
Yeah.
talk.
So the first thing that I'm gonna mention about this is if you can have some kind of practical thing in the water to help move that ripple,
Mhm.
it's gonna be really hard to try to match that with post-production. Because
Okay.
you're gonna have all these different flows in the water.
Sure.
You may have to recreate the entire thing in post, and that's not gonna be easy. And so I would
Right.
really recommend having something that you can put in the water, or something that you can like pull underwater, lift it up into the stream a little bit, and then pull it back out, or something like that.
Okay,
So think about a way to maybe make that happen, to make this a
Right.
little bit easier for yourself in post. Even if it's not an actual fin, but if you
Okay.
can model a fin, you'll save yourself a whole lot more time too. Any other suggestions?
You find somebody to go in the river and watch them.
Yeah, exactly.
well, it'll be, New Jersey,
So,
I mean, it'll still.
Yeah, can you go in that water?
Like who to talk to, but maybe.
Like he said, water is very difficult. Anyone who is in my mini course knows that. So definitely I think you should shoot it with the people just looking at the water, nothing happening. And yeah, static, no camera movement, tripod. And then shoot a plate from the same distance of the water with something happening in the water where you want the dolphin,
Right,
so that you can use that water displacement,
okay,
and then Avery or whoever can use the dolphin to cover whatever else you're doing.
okay.
Also,
Yeah, that
if
makes
it's
sense.
outside, be careful of how much time or the sunlight, how that may shift. So if you can do them very close together in terms of the timing of when you do the shots, that'd be something else to keep in mind.
Right,
Because
It's going
the
to have
color
to be
temperature
far away
things-
at the distance,
yeah,
so.
but, like not with them in it, I guess.
Yeah, just to make it
So-
easier for yourself.
Someone can composite the two together.
If you get if you get a shot of the water rippling without any actors in it, we can use that as the asset.
Right,
So if you can be closer to the water, just you need to be the same camera angle, basically. You can't be level to the ground on one shot and then high up on the other shot. You have to have the same perspective. You can be closer
oh, like
to
if
the
I
water,
were
and then we can
sort of
put it
shooting
anywhere
the
we want
same-
in
like the
the-
same shot twice, I guess, to composite. Is that what you
Yes.
mean?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
do that, or do a closer up shot of interactive water.
But don't pan or tilt the tripod.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
angle is the important thing.
would you recommend keeping it at the same focal length on the camera, just moving closer?
Yeah, but, I mean, you can change that kind of, since it's gonna be in the distance.
Couldn't you just zoom, like put a little, if you want to get if you want to get more detail on the water, so like it just maybe looks better for compositing, couldn't you just zoom, and not touch the camera at all, just zoom in on like a part of the water?
As long as it doesn't lose the image quality with this image as a
I'm
camera.
not sure how much the perspective change would also be an issue from like the wide to telephoto.
Yeah, maybe stay static and just.
Totally open to all types of advice.
You should make it like an animated.
Just like a 2D paper cutout.
Can you do this in your class?
For
3D class?
3D you want me to 3D model a dolphin? I can't even get a person. It's just
Dolphin?
I feel like a dolphin's
no,
easier.
dolphin's harder. It's like round and it's got a bunch of
It's got a
no.
triangle on it?
Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
banana with a triangle on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, we'll just go open Blender, find some 3D pre-rendered stuff.
Hopefully that's helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, we had some people pitch, and we were just wondering if you guys need more info on what the jobs were. So I know Jeremy wanted to I thought his a little more.
Do you want me to go directly to Jeremy?
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
Jack's got Corey's.
Can you tell me what I'm supposed to do for that one still? 'Cause that's, I still need a sound editor.
They still need a sound editor, so if
Yeah,
anyone's
as
still
far
interested
as
in
I
being a sound
know.
editor.
I have not been notified
Dante.
otherwise, so.
I don't need to film
Yeah,
this.
get along,
No.
right?
Someone comment in person.
Yeah. It's supposed to be 15 minutes in length, right? That's what they said.
So they said 15 pages, if I remember, or they might have said 15 minutes. But
I
my thought was
remember it being
15
long.
pages,
Yeah, page a minute.
but I could totally be off, which is sort
So
of
I don't know how much footage you're gonna end up with, so I may be filming that.
just stay on them like white on rice. And that's the only way.
They already shot without me, so.
Yikes, that's not a good sign.
That happened. They told me that they didn't need me for that shoot date, so.
No, I just, if what we saw when he came in, I feel like you might,
No, I completely agree with you. I tried to insert myself.
I mean, you can like,
But he said he needs you this weekend.
Yes.
So
okay, that's good, then at least you're here from now on.
maybe you can see some of the footage on Saturday and then be like, can we, you know.
Well, didn't you say there was only, not that actually the effect shots you mean, like the concept is, but then like the actual number of shots of what's.
Right. It's
Yeah.
just because I'm also the picture editor, so I need to.
That's a lot of stuff right now. If anyone would like to ask, if like to shadow and learn about being a picture editor
Assistant
or,
editor.
Yes.
because he is looking for an assistant, so if you want a real, like an actual lot of work, well, not a lot of work, but if you want to really learn, a great way is to be an assistant editor. They didn't specifically ask for it, but it could be definitely helpful. If not, you can still talk to him and ask him to.
What's an assistant editor?
That's a good question.
That is a pretty good question. So, assistant editor makes the life for the editor a lot easier. They're responsible for renaming the files, for basically it depends on what scope of the project you're talking about. Sometimes, like in a professional world, they will create the Premiere project or Avid project and kind of sequence everything out. They'll rename things, they'll organize everything in the project. Sometimes, I would say most times they do like a rough cut or something, or some sort of sequencing where they put the shots into order, maybe not do any specific cuts. They're doing a lot of what's considered the grunt work, and then the editor himself or herself will go through and clean everything up and make it as the director wants. So it's a lot of work, but you're learning everything that the editor would be doing, and oftentimes assistant editors will be in the room when the final cut is being done, or for any notes or anything, so you are part of the action. It's a lot of work, but you're learning a lot. What's up, Nick?
Another thing that assistant editors did, or what they asked me to do, is make like a shot list, so you have like a description of each shot in like a big form, and you go through everything and you watch it all so that they know which file it is, and then they can.
Yeah, another thing is an EDL, which before you
yeah.
bring things, exactly, it's the same thing. You bring it in, you have the original name, because whenever you get stuff off camera, it's never named anything pretty, it's like 001.mts. So you have to record, you have to write down where that original, what the name of the original file is, just in case, because you're always backing up as soon as you take off the footage, and so that backup won't be the named whatever you had, the production name _C name or whatever convention you have. So it's good to write that down and have that log somewhere, hence the EDL. Did you want me to? So yeah, it's an assistant editor. Talk to Jeremy more if you want to know about it.
Talk to Jack.
Talk to Jack, but also talk to Jack.
Yeah.
Jeremy, the other Jeremy, did you want to talk more about your film while I have this slide up?
Yeah.
He's gonna talk to you,
Okay.
not making him.
So, since 2 weeks ago, I've had one person contact me. I'd like to have some more. That's always nice. So yeah, I mean, so I had one person interested in coming on as a color assistant, or sorry, no, and or VFX. I think that was the email she sent. I think she's interested in both. So still looking for motion graphics people or person. Anybody's nice. And anybody still interested in just learning about color workflow in general, even if you're not strictly interested in helping out with the edit, that's the name of review. So just let me know if you were planning on coming just to hop over and see what's what. But yeah, mostly if you're interested in helping out with the motion graphics especially,
Can you talk a little bit more about the motion graphics since
Yeah.
that's can be so many different
yes.
styles?
So, and again, I forgot to send in the thing that we wanted similar to, but if anybody's ever watched like a documentary on like the History Channel or the Military Channel, the sort of thing where you're kind of scrolling through vintage looking photographs and having pre-roll credits over that, we're planning on building that sort of credit sequence with specific material that the director has. So it's mostly about, yeah, just kind of creating the stills and then animating the stills and text and transitions between images.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but I know of a pretty simple like workflow for getting a burned like photo effect and making that happen. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a little more.
Yeah, and I think I know a way to do that also, but also just more people to come on and help build the thing, and people who want experience, you know, working with this sort of thing. Does anybody have any specific questions about anything on the project that I might be able to answer for you? Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in like helping out as a Foley artist, but I've never done anything with it before. Do you need?
I will need to double check on whether we still need one,
Okay.
but shoot me an email,
Alright,
and then I'll put you in contact with our sound folks.
okay,
Yeah, so again, I'm not sure how much Foley we're having, but
alright.
yeah, I'm sure, you know, our sound folks would be more than happy to work with you on learning how to
At least be
Foley
there.
things.
Yeah, I can at least be there for their process, if
Yeah.
they have one,
Mhm.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Cool. So those are those two,
So,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, so just, I don't know, if you're interested at any level, even if it's just to like look in and see what we're doing, just email me as soon as possible within the next day or two if you could.
Or stay after,
Or stay after, well, I can't say super late because I have to,
or tell me.
yeah. And yeah, just get in contact so we can figure things out because you know, I like working with people and y'all look cool.
Is anyone interested in motion graphics but don't really know what to do?
So everyone knows what they're doing, great.
Yay. I saw a couple hands, I did.
Yeah.
That
Call
was
them.
yours.
Yeah, they're good.
You get front of your face, that's not wrong.
So we had the screening room, we had College Town Records, which was that is looking for people to help them with their music videos. They're attempting to make their own record label, and they want to premiere their artists through, I think they said, if I remember, there was one that was like a animated text, and the other one was visual effects and editing for their like a promo video. I find music videos one of the most fun things to work on, especially as an editor. So, and the nice part is cuts are a little bit easier in music videos because there's beats that you can cut on, and it can kind of give you a little flow if you're not so sure. So if you're a little bit inexperienced, this might be a good opportunity. Again, if you feel like you might not have all the skills that are necessary for this stuff, come talk to us. We would love to kind of coach you through what you're doing, at least get you started on the projects and have you explore it on your own.
So the record label is kind of similar to the Passion Project.
We're actually collaborating.
Okay.
Okay,
So
there you go.
Chanel is on Passion Project, and for hers, we're looking to do one of the videos.
So these would be like ongoing, like year after year type legacy things.
Yeah,
That would be really cool to be a part of.
And they're just starting, so they're like pretty hot right now.
And then the last project is the project I'm working on. We were asking for grips and PAs. So a lot of the shoot is during spring break, and I know that's a big deterrent for a lot of people, but it'll be a lot of fun for anyone that wants to come.
How can you guarantee?
What?
How can you guarantee?
Because I'll be there and it's fun to be around. I'm also, something that I add is next weekend is our first weekend, and downtown we are painting the floor for the green screen because we need to extend the green screen. So if anyone wants to be a grip and help me paint a floor, come talk to me after this. We're also looking for post PAs. Literally, if you have any interest in post-production, this project is extraordinarily huge with post-production because we're compositing real-life people on a green screen and we're pretending that they are flat cutouts that would go on top of a cake. So there's a lot of fun things that we're gonna have to try to do with that. We'd love people, even if you just want to shadow one of our compositors or you want to shadow our editor or assistant editors or be one of those people, come talk to me. I'd love to have you and talk more about what we're doing. Cool.
A project that I pitched last semester too, but I figured since there's a lot more people here, I pitched again. So I pitched this to the studio downtown in November. So I have like a bit of money to work with for this, and I only have about like an eighth of it done so far. But I'm the director. My manager is Carol Denham, who works at the studio downtown also. And then we have 4 crew members. I don't need more crew members, I'm good on that, but I need a lot of help with post-production for this. So I'm doing a lot more over the summer, but on March 23rd, I think, I've pitched again downtown, or not pitch it, but like share a kind of update thing on what we're doing. And that's coming in the studio, and I don't have that edited or anything yet, but I have, like this is the studio page that you can find more information about what the project's actually about on this page. But it's a big process. And this is, yeah, sure. So I pitched, so I have 24 half siblings, and I have 2 moms and a dad in California that I never met, and kind of I pitched an idea to do a documentary about sperm donation and kind of interview all my siblings and go around the country and see what's up. So we worked on it over winter break. These like kind of on-set pictures. I don't have any pictures from the actual documentary, but they're in my hard drive in the studio that was locked when I went up there. But if you do want to help me with editing, you'd have access to that room, which is nice. This room, because it has a little ID thing, and I can get in there, but I forgot my ID. So, just let me know that you're on with it, and I will talk to Carol Jennings about adding your ID to this room. And so basically what I need some editors to help me for the March 23rd project, because we do have like a lot of footage. There's a ton of footage from winter break. From when we were on set for here, because we filmed in 3 locations, I believe, and there's a lot of B-roll, a lot of like interviews and headshots, and the meeting tomorrow, I actually have a meeting tomorrow, and if you guys are available for that, it's going to be at 1 p.m. Thursday in this room, or 266, and you don't need to have ID access, I'll let you in, like someone in there will let you in. And so if you want to help me with that, talk to me afterwards. I don't know if you guys have any questions, but you can go for it. Yeah.
Would we just be like assistant editors? You want like people who are like full-on editors? So like
Just
see how
we're
they
gonna talk about what an assistant editor is versus an editor.
Okay.
And how the assistant editor does more grunt work than the editor.
Like Josh and
Yeah. Like, so there's like I said, there's a lot of footage, and I don't want you guys to like have to sort through all that footage. So I'm gonna be doing like a lot of the, this is what I need, this is like trash type of thing. But I need like a lot of people like fine tuning it and helping with like the actual editing. So I'm gonna kind of get rid of a lot of stuff so you don't have to look through all of it. But I need help with the rest of it. There's nothing else. Yeah.
For the March 23rd, so what editing wise, what do you need to add to that, just like?
So, yeah, kind of like a sizzle reel, almost.
Oh,
A sizzle reel.
okay. So you're not looking at actually like it doesn't have, like you want it to match like the feel and the editing style, the process, the style of the final result, like kind of get that style down, or do you just need something to kind of just like a reel?
Well, I think I'm going to use a lot of the footage that I'm going to make for the March 23rd project in that final documentary. I'm not going to use some of it, I don't know. But
like mostly, we're gonna talk about it a lot in the meeting tomorrow, because Carol, the manager for the project, she wants a lot of editors to come, because most of the, like, we meet every Thursday, but like since winter break, most of the meetings have been with crew members, like on-site crew members, kind of just going over like getting paid for that, like we did a lot of part analysis and stuff. So it's been more technical, but yeah, the one tomorrow is gonna be more like what's gonna happen for everything, yeah.
So what is your estimated length of the film? You said, I heard Shayna say feature, does that mean you're looking for like an hour and a half, 2 hour full length?
Yeah, probably an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, okay. And so you were saying the word editors before. Do you have a way that you want to divide up? Because if you're saying editors, then I'm assuming you're somehow deliberating between more than one. Are you like doing it by time or by location, or
Yeah, yeah.
do you have some sort of plan for that?
I do, so.
Okay.
There's 3 locations, like I said, and it's gonna be kind of a sequential film, like going in order of what actually happened, like where we went.
Okay.
And so I also do need animators for this, just one animator probably, and I could do a lot of the animation myself, but a kind of like a map of the US showing where we went. And so we started in Cleveland, went from Cleveland to Ann Arbor, back to Cleveland, to Boston, and then kind of like dots in between, but those are the main 3 places we went, and so like we got a lot of like road footage and stuff like that. So most of the editing and the final thing for March 23rd will be like the process of going to those places, like seeing them, the interviews when we get there, B-roll when we get there, stuff like that, and headshots, like video headshots.
Cool.
So is this March 23rd different than a trailer for the film? It's more of a sizzle reel?
It's more sizzle reel, but like the trailer would be ideal, but like I'm probably gonna be a sizzle reel.
Is it kind of like the pitch you did, the video you did, just expanded?
Yeah, kind of, just longer, and it's not gonna be as much me, it's more me what we did and what we filmed, so more like professional kind of. But basically, they just want to see what I've been doing, because since I got money for this, they want to make sure that like I'm actually doing it.
And do you also want to talk about timeline, because it's not going to be finished this semester?
Yeah, we're gonna go over a lot of that at the meeting tomorrow.
So, should people come if they are a senior and graduating?
Yeah, like, because if you're a senior and graduating, if you're still willing to help me work on it until March 25th, or like until summer, I guess, that would be great, because we're still doing a lot of like filming in school, because I have to like give a little tour of Ithaca, but I have to agree for that. And we're gonna go over a lot of like what's gonna happen in filming later, but you guys don't have to be for that.
What time is the meeting tomorrow again?
1 o'clock.
And it's how long?
In Park 66, it can be like about, like it depends on what we talk about. Like some of it's like an hour, and some of it's like 2, some of it's like 30 minutes. Kind of, yeah.
260.
I'm always out before 3 o'clock. And you can leave early if you want to. Like you don't have to stay there. You're not like stuck there. Or come late.
Show up.
Just show, yeah. Just be there for like 2 minutes. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.